Hello, hello, and welcome, my Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon to full moon, May to June 2020. Oh, it kind of rhymes. May to June, new to full moon. I am your reader, Mark Angela Lyons Mel for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, and fellow Earth signs. Yay, Virgo power. Love my Taurians, though. I hope you're all doing well, my bulls. Let's get down to business. This is a What Do I Need read for this new moon in Gemini on Friday, May 22nd to full moon in Sagittarius, also on a Friday, June 5th. Just to keep that in mind, it'll also be an eclipse that day. So really, what you start on the new moon can be very, very powerful in terms of its manifestation for that following eclipse, just to keep that in mind. Also, this is a general read, so please do keep that in mind. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. I'm also doing Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this time. I don't usually. I might forevermore add Venus in there, but particularly because we are looking at a Venus retrograde. I just thought it would be important to look at that for the time being, but we'll see how it goes. Also, before we're done here, if you could please like this video, it helps other people see it when you do that. Subscribe to the channel, helps my numbers, which again helps more people see the videos. Comment in the comment section below, which I love, and please hit the notification bell because I'm putting out content every day. I've been doing live streams in the morning and sometimes in the evening, you know, sometimes both, to kind of help us all through this tricky time. But I'm doing the daily reads in the morning so that our chats, our super chats, whatever you want to call them, we usually pray, meditate, there's a subject, we talk about what's going on, just to support each other and help each other through that. Cool, cool? Just breathe, right? If you focus on your breath and I focus on my breath, we'll all be in the present moment, able to receive the guidance and grace, me through a divinatory process, you through the intuitive process of taking what resonates. That word resonate is definitely an intuitive word there, how it feels in your body, and leave what doesn't. And of course, you'll be able to check your other signs. I'm keeping these brief. It's only a 5-card draw because upload times are still ridiculous. But, you know, understandable. Everybody's home and working from home and kids on the internet. So upload times are taking a long time. So I'm trying to keep them a little bit shorter so I can put out content in a more timely manner. Cool, cool. Nice deep breath, please. Let's do this. I'm going to start with one card from the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. All the decks that I read are in the description box at the bottom. There's other cool stuff down there. Go have a look, and let's get up in this gig for my Taurians. Nice deep breath. My angels, please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for this new moon in Gemini to this full moon next in Sagittarius, May to June. What is the healing angel, right? It's Healing with the Angels Oracle. What is the Healing with the Angels available to them this new moon to full moon next? Well, out the gate, you got romance. Oh, that'll definitely be in the title, right? Something romantic. Just keep in mind, yes, you know, if you've been following me, you say, well, there's nothing here guaranteeing that this is a romantic sexual thing. Well, I'm going to say yeah. But remember, you can also have a romance with food, right? You can have a romance with the word romance itself. And really, the romantic era, like if you look back at the romantic era, the period in history, it's a little crazy. Google it, Wikipedia it. You'll see what I mean. The romantics. Not so romantic, some of them. Anyway, let's turn to the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. The voices of the goddesses, the divine yin, the divine feminine, to see what you need. Because if there's an indication there, a clue, a tip, a hint about romance, let's ask the tarot. It's the only tarot deck I'm working. Everything else is oracle, and the mantra card we'll end with. Breathe. Oh, my goddesses, my goddesses, my goddesses, please. One card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for this new moon in Gemini to full moon next in Sagittarius, May, June 2020. My goddesses, please, what do they need to know in terms of this romance? What's going on here? Okay, 5 of Blades, the Hurricane. Now, granted, maybe not a card you immediately associate with romance, but it is saying that there's a change of thought. 5s are numbers of change, right? Like the Pentacle, Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit. You usually use it to transform or change something. But more about change and transformation. There is a difference. And the element of air, thought. So with the card of the Hurricane, that's a lot of thought, right? But maybe not all what you're thinking, right? It can be the opinions of other people, what I call the toxicity of the well-meaning, right? It's like, well, you sure you're going to, like people whispering in your ear and giving you thoughts to think about that often come in the form of advice, which is cheap, instead of counsel, which is from the soul and considered and more of a heart thing than just purely a head thing. So look, it's great that people want to chime in, but oftentimes if they're telling us their horror stories, they're their horror stories, and romance is worth exploring. Doesn't mean you have to sign on any dotted lines. Yeah, your mind is going to change on this. You may very well think of it one thing on a Monday and different on a Tuesday and a third on the Wednesday onward through this new moon to full moon. Well, it is a new moon in Gemini, so a mutable air, can't get more mutable air than a hurricane. So where is the safest place to be in a hurricane? In the eye, in the center. Let it all swirl around you, right? Keep your center. You're an earth sign. Well, at least you have an earth, sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. So use that to be stable, to be fixed earth, to be the unmovable, right? The immovable object amongst the irresistible force, at least for this time being, and see how it goes. We're going to ask the angels, gods, and goddesses oracle here for a piece of guidance and grace. Now, it's like there are 3 suits here, the angels, the gods, and the goddesses. Let's see which ones you get. Nice deep breath. My angels, gods, and goddesses, please. One card in clarity for this Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. What do they need this new moon in Gemini to full moon next in Sagittarius, May, June 2020? Considering the angels are saying romance, the goddesses are saying 5 of Blades, the hurricane. What say you? That's 2. What say you? Give us an angel, a god, or a goddess here. Well, this one kind of says it. God of spiritual healing. An aspect of you or a situation in your life is in need of healing. Now check them out. Check them out. That's a pretty erotic looking card going on there, kind of sort of. There are all sorts of naked, but it's the God of spiritual healing, which is talking about divine masculine energy there. So maybe a healing in a physical way. Now, if it's saying that an aspect of you or a situation in your life is in need of healing, spiritual healing, then it would make sense if it's romantic and there's a lot of thoughts about it. Spirit transcends thought. Sure, we can think about and we can write about and we can read about spirituality, but the transcendent nature, the silent witness, is what allows healing to actually happen. In other words, the mind cannot heal the mind. The soul is needed. Now, since we're talking about a god here, turn to your higher power, but a divine masculine. Like for me, my god of healing is Apollo. Yeah. My goddess of healing is Demeter, and I'm wearing her totem around my neck. It's a vial of essential oil, and I'm not saying what essential oil it is, because that's for me to know and for you to never find out. But it is that divine feminine. She sits in the throne of Taurus for me. So, you know, turn to your God, your divine masculine aspect of healing, because air is a masculine element, as is fire. Water and earth are feminine. So maybe this is a spiritual healing of a more mental, psychological nature, which could be more mental, emotional, psychological than romance. Just gotta say, woo, the psychological part is like 90% of it, right? The physical is just the caboose at this point. Speaking of caboose, let's ask the higher selves of all involved for a whisper of love. Now, these cards can call it out on the carpet. What I like about some oracle cards, tarot, there's some wiggle room. Oracle cards, not so much. But let's see what they say from your higher self. What's the whisper of love? Nice deep breath. The higher selves have all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for this new moon in Gemini to full moon next in Sagittarius, May, June 2020. What is the whisper of love from their higher selves for this new moon to full moon next, May, June 2020? Physical touch is important. This card keeps coming up, and it would make sense for a Taurus as well, an earth sign. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Now, I am well aware of the physical restrictions that we're under right now. Please be safe. And I just don't mean in that safe sex kind of way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Of course you know what I mean. But in terms of physical touch, to know that is important. And maybe that's why all of the hurricane of thoughts, well, I really want to, but there's a lot of thought there. So really turn to what is your spiritual healing option here. Is there a way of doing this in a way that is healthy and for the well-being of all? I haven't had physical contact with somebody in so long now. Like, I'm trying to remember the last time I even just hugged somebody. It's been a while. I'm an earth sign. I getcha. I feel ya. But it's healing me in a way. Like, there's something about being single during a Venus retrograde, I'm just going to say. Because I know I'm not in any codependent relationships. I'm not in any abusive or neglective relationships because I'm on my own. And my cats are just snuggly wuggly, right? So there's something there about a spiritual healing. Even though physical touch is important, I find that very interesting. Because if all the power is within and everything we need is within us, then if physical touch is important and nothing is more important than a tender touch, go into that. Go. That's a powerful thing for a waxing moon, for an earth sign, let alone a Taurus. Because if it's something that you highly value, life value, second house Taurus, could be a very interesting journey for you this new moon to full moon next. Let's get you the last card down, a healing mantra deck card from Matt Kahn. I love this deck so much. And whatever this mantra is, can you imagine working a mantra, particularly with all these retrogrades, starting at a new moon and saying it every day as often as you can remember it, saying it, chanting it, writing it down, stirring it in your coffee, however you work it, for 14 days, right? From a new moon to a full moon next. It's going to heal. It's going to help, right? So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Nice deep breath. Ah, my Ascended Masters, please, oh please, oh please. One card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for this new moon in Gemini to full moon next in Sagittarius, May, June 2020. What is the perfect healing mantra for them? So what do they need, Reed? So what is the healing mantra that they need? Particularly because we've got the Romance card and the Hurricane and the God of Spiritual Healing, an aspect of you or a situation in your life is in need of healing, which I could understand with that romantic part of it, but physical touch is important. Maybe this is about physical intimacy that is not being fulfilled because of physical distance. That can be really emotionally troubling, in need of healing, mentally stressing. So please, my Ascended Masters, for my Taurian brothers and sisters, I know you love them too, but can you please, this is tricky, please, one card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for them this new moon to full moon next? May, June 2020. Rewriting the subconscious. This is a really great mantra. Rewriting the subconscious is the name of the mantra. The mantra itself, the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I feel bad. Just trying to put that there so you can see it. The lighting is a little tricky with this white ink on pastels. I'm going to read you from the bookie book. This is, I mean, they're all worth it, but I think you'll like this one. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. Now that's an easier one to remember because it's got good and bad, right? It's got the opposites there. So the more often I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis regardless of the way life unfolds. In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can become a less frequent visitor in your reality. This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, releasing shame, and finding joy in new beginnings. Which, if there is grief and guilt and shame in this romance, this would be a really good way of rewriting the subconscious, so that the subconscious mind will look more for what is the goodness, what is that which feels right, particularly with this physical touch thing. Like if someone's got that physical touch guilt, let's just put that, or that shame about that, that can really be something that needs spiritual healing. So we've got a romance here, and a romance where physical touch is important, but there is a God of spiritual healing here. You or something in this situation is in need of healing because there's a lot of thought about it, and it may be other people's thoughts, it may be your own, it might be the two of you in this having a tumultuous conversation. But ultimately, the more you embrace feeling good, the less often you will feel bad, will certainly be a healing mantra that will help you rewrite the subconscious, and a really good thing to do from particularly a Gemini new moon to a Sagittarius full. That seems on the nose. So may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need this new moon to full moon next May, June 2020 to heal, to grow, to become, to rewrite their subconscious in this romance, because physical touch is important, and the God of healing there with the hurricane, that all of that works out for them in the very best and the very blessed ways for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment, as I'm wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this full moon, new moon to full moon next. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.